Hello students, I am Bhrgava and I teach CSAT at Vijayawada Academy. I have been a top percentiler in CAT and I did my post graduation from NIT Trichy. While dealing CSAT, there is a general trend in the market or UPSC field that CSAT has becoming difficult. While dealing with the elephant in the room, let's deal why does people feel such because everybody puts effort. It is not that people who fail are who have not put their efforts, but our efforts should be in a direction. So let us see what direction does UPSC want student to go through, so that we understand or we have a clarity regarding what does UPSC want, particularly the thinking behind.
Big thank you to PYQ'S sir and to the team Vijayawada for my success.
It's so easy the way sir taught me. I will definitely recommend somebody else to take the classes from the Vijayawada as I did. I hope.
I am Akanksha Singh. I have got All India rank 339 in UPSC CSAT. I enrolled with Vijayawada for their test series program and I had
Talking about the institute, the first and foremost thing is completion of syllabus within a time. The requirements which I was looking for was totally fulfilled by Vijayawada Institute.
I am Shweta Pandey, All India rank 285, UPSC CSAT 2021. I enrolled for Anthropology Mains Test Series at Vijayawada Academy, and I would like to thank PYQ'S sir for his consistent guidance.
So Vijayawada became a very helpful guide for me. I would say that Vijayawada is one of the best coaching institutes.
The pattern change, especially from 2020 onwards. First, UPSC wants you to broad base your preparation. What do I mean by that? Previous to 2020 or so, even because candidates for UPSC come from a variety of backgrounds. Some are humanities, some come from humanity branches, some come from technical, some from arts, some from sciences. So everybody will have their own strength points. Suppose if you are humanities, you could do comprehension better, or if you are from a technical background or any engineering field, you could quantitative aptitude would have been a bit easier. I am not telling it would be easy, but a bit easier. So prior to 2020, you could focus on just on your strengths and you could reasonably not consider other areas too, and you would have come out with CSAT in flying colors. But post 2020, UPSC wants you to take all three sections that are there in CSAT, which is quantitative, reasoning and comprehension, seriously. How am I able to get this conclusion? It is because post 2020, they have introduced a scheme, or UPSC is making one or the other section difficult. One difficult, another section hardly okay, of medium level, and one very easy. And we know UPSC, a famous moniker for UPSC, it is unpredictable. So if 1 year they are giving quant easy, the other year they are changing this and making reasoning difficult. If 1 year they are making reasoning difficult, the other year they are making comprehension difficult. So the previous trend of concentrating on your own strength is nullified here, because You have prepared for quant. What if quant comes difficult? Are you going to base your whole preparation on just a hunch of getting quant easy? So, to broad base your preparation, UPSC has generally post 2020 has treated sections differently, and the difficulty level also has been or is being varied across the sections too. So, if you broad base your preparation, which means you prepare all the 3 subjects at an equal effectiveness, you will be able to take advantage of the easy and medium sections. And since we know CSAT is in qualifying nature, we would be easily past the cutoff score. So, 1. UPSC wants you to broad base your. Next, what are the other trends that we can look of? Next one is basic fundamentals. Focus on basic fundamentals. Previously, especially prior to 2020, if you had, suppose, let's for example take quant. If you had 15 or 16 topics from quant, there used to be a general equal distribution of topics. That means if you get one from suppose time, speed and distance, 1 or 2 from time, speed and distance, and other would be from proportion. If from proportion, then other would be ratio and proportion. So that even if you could leave one or two topics which you find difficult, you could be able to aptitude easily. But after 2020, they have shifted importance of, they are not giving equal importance to every topic that are present in quant. They are focusing more on quantitative, basic quantitative fundamentals like 1. Counting of numbers. I know this seems trivial, but next, number systems. Basic properties like even, odd, prime numbers, composite numbers. So, number system. Next, you will see the same effect of counting in one more topic, which is permutation and combination. We all know that there are formulas to deal with permutation and combination, but one more way of doing permutation and combination is basic counting. If the fundamental principle of counting, you could get through permutations and combinations even without solving it through problems or using those NPR or NCR formulas. So, prior to 2020, UPSC has focused a major portion of quantitative actions on these fundamental topics. Why? Because you see, any topic that it is based on the blocks of this number system, even, odd, prime, composite, multiplication, any percentage, anything you see, percentages, simple interest are nothing but an application of these fundamental concepts. So, UPSC has increased and kept on increasing. Even their percentage has varied from 21, has been increased from 21, 22 and 23. So, and I expect this trend to continue. Why? Because CSAT is a paper of thinking, your logical ability, your analytical ability, and there are nothing better topics to check a person's logical ability than these 3. And if I could give you a rough estimate, in 2023, from these topics, if your basic is clear and you know how to approach these topics, you could have done at least 25 to 30 problems. You see, 3 topics accounting for 25 to 30. Almost you can even clear CSAT just by focusing on these topics. So, what the second trend we observe, it is the trend of fundamentals. The concentration of majority of questions on fundamental topics like counting, fundamental principle of counting, number systems, even, odd, properties of numbers, so on and so forth. Next, the second, to summarize, we have discussed 1, the approach should be broad based, and 2, how the trend of UPSC is doing. Next, focus on fundamental topics, and third is abstraction. What do I mean by this? If I give you a time, speed and distance problem, suppose a car is going at 2 meters per second, where will he be after 4 seconds? It is intuitive, it is understandable that a car is going 2 meters per second after 4 seconds. Where will it be? 2 into 4, 8. Next, if I give you a topic from abstract theory like number system, suppose product of two primes is even. What is the observation that can be made regarding the participating primes? Now, you see the difference between that question and this question. This is basic. We know that distance is equal to speed into time. Even this is also a fundamental question which tests on your knowledge of prime numbers, prime and composite numbers. But this is easier, this is intuitive, but for doing this, it is not as intuitive as the previously mentioned problem. For this, you need to know what are primes and what are the properties of primes. So, UPSC has started focusing on, instead of giving intuitive problems like time, speed and distance, ratio and proportion, simple or compound interest, they are checking for students' analytical ability by giving abstract problems. I could give you an example. In 2023, a question was asked. There is a 4 number ABCD. When it is multiplied by D, it gives 37 DD or ABC. When it is multiplied by D, it results in the product being 37 DD. What they asked is sum of A plus B plus C. Now you see, there is nothing intuitive about this. This is an abstract concept. Abstraction is nothing but a property of any number made into a problem. Now, if you don't know or if you don't understand how to deal with properties of numbers, this becomes very difficult to do. In the first case, even if you don't understand that distance is equal to speed into time or any concerned formula, you will still be able to do because it is intuitive. But in the second case, if you don't know the properties of the components asked or properties of any element that is required in the question, you will not be able to move forward. And UPSC has clearly moved towards abstract problems, and that's why if you observe in 2023, more than hardly you could find 1 or 2 concrete questions. I think there was no problem from any time, speed and distance or percentages or ratio and proportion. These fundamental intuitive topics. So UPSC is looking for abstraction, and through abstraction they are checking the analytical ability of students to apply the concepts learned. Next, 3 properties. The fourth one is cross fertilization. Especially cross fertilization means UPSC taking an inspiration from other difficult exams, and you being CSAT paper containing problems which mimic already given high standard problems. For example, there is a question especially in 2023 CSAT paper from CAT problem of 2022. It was in mixture and alligation. Next, pigeonhole concept, which comes under fundamental principle of counting, is basically a problem which is mostly famous in Olympiads. No, by saying this, I might be driving a certain fear in students, but no, they have not copied the questions as it is. They have taken inspiration from the question, but they have solved or they have made it easier for that to check not the calculative ability, not some other abstract or complex topics, but they have reduced the problems. The inspiration is definitely from some of the difficult papers, but they have reduced the difficulty level to check the point that we have already discussed before, to check the fundamental principles. So, the trend in these past years has been definitely UPSC is looking for questions or good concept based questions, rather I could say good concept based question from some certain competitive exams which are known for having those such quantity of questions. Next, one more trend is analytic ability. UPSC does not want you to, it is just not satisfied with you or the candidate getting to the solution. It also wants the candidate to think of his own. What do I mean by this? Suppose the same problem that we have discussed ABC into D is 37 DD. When a number, 3-digit number ABC is multiplied by D, it results in a 4-digit sum of 37 DD. Now, if you keep the problem as it is, there are, see how many permutations, there are 9 digits, 0 to, suppose 0 can't come here because it will become 2 digit. So, there are 1 to 9 digits that can come here. Here another 9 digits, here another 9 digits, here another 9 digits. You see the permutations here itself, 9 9s are 81, 89s are 729. There are 729 combinations that you can put in. Just now, how to solve this? Here UPSC wants to think. I said you analytical ability. So there is no direct answer to this if you are able to solve this. But the problem becomes much more easier if you could see that, suppose if I write 2 into 3 is 6. Can I write this as 6 by 3 is equals to 2? Yes. If you are able to convert that the form of this into 37 DD divided by D. Now, what do you want, or what is all that you need to get to the answer? All you need is the value of D, and D could be anything between 1 to 9. You see how by just changing the form, the student or the candidate is able to go from 729 possibilities to 9 possibilities. Now you see, what do I mean by analytical ability? There is no straightforward way to solve this problem. Student has to think on his own. See various forms that are possible. Take the judgment that whether I should do this problem or not, or whether I can modify some of the other form to get to the answer efficiently. So this is what I mean by analytical ability. So, to summarize, the trends that we have discussed in prelims: 1. Broad basing, and 2. Higher concentration or higher importance to fundamental concepts. Counting principle, basic principle of counting. Next, properties of numbers. And 3rd, higher degree of abstraction. Next, cross fertilization from good or standard exams. And next, analytical, improved focus on analytical ability of the candidate. I hope these 5 trends will help you to further clarify what does UPSC want, so that we understand the demands of UPSC and will prepare ourselves in that direction to meet or to qualify UPSC standard. Hope this session has helped you. In further classes, we will deal every topic or such trends of UPSC which help us in qualifying, which helps us or further gives us a shot in arm in qualifying for prelims by clearing CSAT. Thank you.